Right, I've got beer, I've got camera, and I've got case.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Hello everyone, I'm Damien for DSLR Nerd, and Happy New Year to everyone. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I had family over for a couple weeks during Christmas, and then I got the flu from a family member who brought the lovely flu for me for Christmas. Thank you, Adam. Alright, so the first up is the case remote. Comes in this lovely slick little package. This is a remote control for your camera. This is manufactured by Cheering Tech. This was an Indiegogo crowdfunding project that they're now have pretty much refined and are, I believe, now shipping as a commercial product. So in the case, as it were, I've got the got a white controller here. Quick start instructions. And then finally, in this little black box, we have a little lanyard. Looks to be nice quality. A little white USB cable. So this little USB cable that comes with case is for charging the internal battery in that unit. A factory USB cable along with your camera package is recommended for connection. This package does not include the USB cable. And finally, this comes with a little cold shoe to mount it on top of your DSLR. I don't know what currently this is retailing for. I want to say it's like $100 to $125. So that's the unboxing of the case product. Now I'm going to go try to find my USB cable for my Canon camera. So I already did the unboxing of this, and now I kind of want to go through how it functions. Case sent me this little unit. It's called Case, as you see. There's a little USB connector on the side, and then there's a little micro USB for power. And it looks like a little bit of a reset button. One thing that is cool, they do include this little cold shoe mount so that you can mount it right on top of your camera here, which I'm about to do. And it's one of those double ones, so you can kind of tighten it down on your camera, and then at the top here, tighten it up into the case unit. Kind of wish they'd sent me a black one. From what I've seen, I've only seen pictures of this in black. I'm not sure why they manufactured it in white, because everything else photography is black. Maybe they've switched to black full time now. This white cable that comes with it is only for charging the case. You don't use it to hook up to your camera. What you do need is the USB from your camera, which I'm not sure where that is. I think I've seen it around somewhere. I know I used it somewhat recently, but rather than digging for it, I'm just going to use the tether cable from Tether Pro that I bought to shoot some tether photography, because I know this works with the 5D Mark III. But go find your camera box and dig into the cables that you thought you never use in there, and find your little large USB to micro USB cable, because you're going to need it with the case here. Of course, you're also going to need a smartphone, Android or iOS, or a tablet. I believe they have the case software is available for both the Android and the iOS. There's a whole line of cameras on their website, both Nikon and Canon, that this case will work for. This originally was an Indiegogo crowdfunded, and the company is called Cheering Tech. So this is sort of the beta version I think I've gotten of this, and that's why it probably is in white. So did the USB into the camera. Now I'm going to do my USB into the case, and as you see, I'm using this really long orange tether cable. Your smaller USB that came with your camera is probably preferred for this. So I'm going to switch the camera on and set it over here a bit, because we're going to be focusing on the app pretty much from here on out. This lens is having a little trouble in this dark, otherwise dark studio. Let me switch to my smaller lens. Just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, now my camera will be a little happier about taking some pictures. I'm going to make a strong case for case. All right, I'm going to turn it on. Now, maybe it's because I have a beta version, but I fully charged this thing. See that? It took me the third press to get the lights to come on. This is just like the GoPro. You have to go to your Wi-Fi and find your network, which takes a minute to find it. There it is, case RO242AC. And we're going to join that. Of course, the first time you join it, you have to type in the password, which is provided on the back of your little manual here. Might have showed this in my unboxing, I can't remember. Here's what the instructions look like, what the indicator lights mean. Oops. So you can pause this and have a nice read on that. There is more instructions are available on caseremote.com. For any support, please contact support@caseremote.com. So these guys seem like they're really committed to their project, and they're quite friendly, at least via email. If you have any issues, I'm sure they'll be quick to work them out for you. This is complete control of your camera via Wi-Fi. Some of the newer cameras in the Canon and Nikon lines, and certainly some of the mirrorless cameras, have Wi-Fi built in. At first you think it's silly because the first thing you think of with Wi-Fi is that, oh, I can transfer my pictures wirelessly from my camera. Yes, that's a nice feature to get your pictures off your camera relatively quickly without pulling the card out or plugging it in. But really, the optimal use of Wi-Fi is controlling your camera remotely. So if your camera's up on mounted up high and you're getting this big panorama, you can be down low and you can basically see what your camera sees. So I've connected with Case. So that's what the software looks like. Oh yay, there's snowmobilers coming by. Actually, I'm pretty jealous that I don't have a sled. I'll go through the options here. All right, so on the top left, if you hit that, you can change it from autofocus to manual focus. You can do your shooting mode, which is your P or your shutter priority or aperture priority. You can go into manual, you can go into bulb, you can lock it open. It also has a night portrait, sports, portrait, landscape, close-up, and the ability to turn the flash off. I don't know if those will work on the 5D Mark III, but that's interesting. If I hit the bulb setting then, now I'm in bulb and I can slide back over here. Let's see if I hold this down. Well, the idea of bulb is to open your shutter for as long as you press the button. Bulb on my camera actually sounds more like this. And it opens the shutter till you let go of the shutter. One of the really cool things about this, obviously, that you can, changing your shutter speed, your aperture, your ISO, your exposure compensation, the bracketing and the white balance and drive mode, and the meter mode and the image quality. Again, I've got meter mode sport, or spot, sorry. My meter's on spot right now, so let's change it back to evaluative. And it changes on the camera. That's pretty cool. You can hit the little eye in the top right of the app here and get to live mode, and then suddenly see exactly the live mode of what your camera's seeing. Then from here I can take a picture. Notice how long it takes in when it's in live view mode to snap a picture. It's funny. When you're out of live view, it's a much faster shutter. I'm trying to use my camera directly by hitting Q or change the aperture, and it's saying it's busy, so this is apparently taking over complete control of my camera. Let's go through the other parts on the case. So that's for Liveview Mode, the little eye. Then you have once you're in Liveview Mode, you have the ability to turn this grid on and off. See the grid? And then you can get to your shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. And then you can go over here and hit play. It'll let you go through the pictures you've actually taken and let you delete some of them as you go. Like, that's not a very good one, so I'm going to delete, and it'll say, are you sure you want to delete this picture from the camera? And I'll hit delete because I don't like that one. You can also set it up, by the way, so that when you're taking pictures, it's dumping the pictures onto your phone or your device that you're controlling this with as well. So that's kind of a cool feature. So that's an autofocus button. Throws me right into focus. Alright, so the features are you can do focus stacking, you can do HDR, time lapse, which is really cool. But I can set this for up to 23 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Cool. And then hit the start. So set the start time, the interval time, and the end time, and then tap the button at the start. And then you can add new, and it says new features will arrive soon. So I guess that means that you can go and collect whatever new features in a software update once these guys release it. Explore lets you go and check out the pictures that you've got either in your camera or saved to your phone. Then you've got your settings down here finally. Auto download, obviously when you snap a picture with your camera, it goes down, dumped into your device as well. You can add the GPS from your phone, the data from the phone GPS into the pictures. Focus step, small, medium, large. Let's put it on large, and you can change the grid color, black, gray, red, white. You can do a quick menu. Right now I have it on shutter speed, aperture, ISO. You can add or subtract exposure, conversation, AEB, white balance, drive mode, and meter mode. Add or subtract those to the three things only you get in the screen. Click the update. I already did an update on this, and about and help. Let's do like an aperture of 20 and an ISO of 200. Snap into picture. Obviously I took a completely white picture, so maybe we'll take it back down to 50. And now I'm going to show you the focus. This little plus over here is for focus. So let's throw this out of focus. Turn off the autofocus here. The little ones on the left and right, I believe, are focal increments. And here's something tapping within the camera. You can also do focus stacking with this, which is really cool. So in this manual focus mode, I'm not really making any progress either way. So now that I've changed it to a larger focal change, I've got 3 little dashes instead of just, and this is much better. Okay, now I'm actually seeing changes in the focus here. Before I was set to such a low one that it was doing such a small little increment all the way through. I wasn't even noticing a difference. Now I'm definitely seeing that. So maybe you want to go over here into your settings and change the focal step size to medium. Maybe that should be the default. The one thing I wish this did is when I switch into my shutter speed, aperture, and ISO control, and I take a picture, I kind of want to see that picture. I also kind of wish it was larger on the screen. Look how small it is when I tap to see these shots. Now if I go into Explorer and hit the camera, I just want that one. Gotta download it to your phone. Download successfully. Then I can look on my device and then I can see the picture. And then I assume I can turn it. Seems like that should want to turn to fit the screen. So that's a little thing I think should happen, is that image I just took on my and then downloaded from my camera, it seems like it ought to rotate. It's only showing me so many pictures for some reason. Oh, here we go. There's a next page at the very bottom here. And there's a previous page up at the top. A little bit hard to tap that word, previous page and next page. It's a little bit of delay in hitting it too. I really like this for a couple of reasons. One, I don't own an intervalometer. I, for some reason, have not yet to buy one. So This functions as an intervalometer. It lets me see live view mode on my phone or on my tablet. What this really shines as is being able to remotely control your camera. So if it's mounted up a tree, or you're taking selfies of yourself and you want to be able to fiddle with your camera settings from here, maybe you're a photographer model. The focus stacking is definitely cool. I could see a situation where you're up close to a bug or something doing some macro photography, and you want to be able to do focus stacking in camera. What it does is focus stacking basically takes, say I'm the bug and you're looking at me from this way. In macro, you're so close in on something that only, the nose of the bug or the antennae of the bug are going to be in focus. And focus stacking is basically taking pictures all the way through the focal range, starting with the back of the bug's head through the front of the bug's face, and then stitching them together in some kind of software so it's all in focus. So the focus stacking of the case software allows you to go and take those shots in increments without rotating the focus ring on the camera. Probably more inaccurately on the camera, because you're just kind of guessing how much to turn the knob, whereas focus stacking allows you to step it. So you've got 9 steps, step +2 +1 +-3. So from +3 through -3 in 9 shots, you're gonna get your focus stacking. So Case is a really cool product, and sent to me by and manufactured by Cheering Tech. So I finally am getting this review done. I think it's very cool. I think that if you've got a professional level camera or an older camera that doesn't come with Wi-Fi, it really opens up a lot of possibilities for shooting in odd situations where you're needing to control the camera remotely. I mean, even just the remote shutter is quite nice. If you're in an odd tabletop situation, as I said, where you just can't get your hand in there and hit the shutter button, or your camera's like up higher where you can't reach it, you mounted it to take some time lapse of a production, then this is a great little device. So I highly recommend it, and I'll put a link to their website on my blog, and ask away if you've got questions. I think I pretty much covered everything. So those are the positives. Let me talk about what I think are a couple of the negatives. My one little pet peeve is when I go in manual mode and I've got the shutter controls on. I have to remember to turn them off so I can see what's in live mode. I can't really see if I took a clear picture, and this is such a small screen. The preview on my iPhone is even way smaller than the screen on the back of my Canon, so maybe the iPhone isn't the best choice for this. I probably should have tried this out on my iPad. One other thing that I noticed that's a little bit of a manufacturer's thing, the actual guts to the inside of that power are kind of recessed back in there. If you can see them. See how they're kind of back in there? It definitely made a great connection. I just feel like it needs to come out just a little bit. Minor thing on the actual hardware there. This feels really solid. No issue though with the USB. The USB is the actual connections right out there on the edge. I would say this is quite solid. I hope they're making these in all black now. I can't imagine anybody who has a white camera that this would look nice with. So hopefully they're making these in nothing but black at this point. Oh, the password is also on the bottom of your case unit in case you need it. I really like this. I hope you guys go pick it up if you want to control your camera remotely. It's a pretty badass unit. A couple of little quirks with the software that I'm sure they're working hard over at Cheering Tech to work out. This is Damien for DSLR Nerd. You know what I'm about to say. Please go to my blog at dslrnerd.com. Please subscribe to my channel. Please tell your friends to subscribe to your channel. Please sit on your grandmother until she subscribes to my freaking channel. No, don't sit on your grandmother. That's just not nice. I highly appreciate you purchasing any Amazon products through my affiliate links, which are linked within my text, and there's ads on the end of my posts. So you appreciate my videos, click on any one of my ads, then go buy whatever the heck you want on Amazon. I make a couple of bucks. I totally appreciate it. This is Damien for DSLR Nerd. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.